Okay, welcome once again to this training. This training is being organized by the Nigerian Society of Engineers in collaboration with Rear Grand Engineering Trainings. Um, it's going to be a 1 month training, and this 1 month training, we are going to start with AutoCAD, and we are going to start with the basics of fundamentals of AutoCAD. After that, which is what we are going to take today. After we have done the fundamentals of AutoCAD, we will move a step further to some things that's a little bit more technical. After we have done that, we are going to take some practical, um, you know, we are going to take assignments and all of that. So this class is going to be as the class is going to be the class is going to be as interactive as possible. Some of you are saying the resolution is low. I haven't started doing anything yet. So when I start, we are going to know if you can see my AutoCAD screen clearly. Okay, so um we are about to start now. Just give me a minute to check the display settings, and everything is working perfectly. Okay, I've switched over to my AutoCAD. The reason we are using YouTube is because the number of participants we have, right? Currently we have about 300 and we have about 300 and sorry, 132 views, and Google Meets or Zoom can only contain 100 participants. But don't worry, this session is going to be recorded. So you can come back and watch the recorded session. I think the video quality is from network, not from my end, because everything is working perfectly here. Okay, welcome once again to this AutoCAD training. This training is brought to you by the Nigerian Society of Engineers and Ria Grand, which I have said before. So let's dive in to today's topic. I dropped this recording before, like 2 days ago. Um, the essence of we doing a pre-recording before the class um is to give participants the opportunity, or privilege, to go into or have a snippet of what the upcoming class is going to be, so that you are already prepared somehow before time. If there is any challenge, you can easily walk that over. Whatever we are doing now, there's already a pre-recorded video which has been dropped in the WhatsApp group, and this training also is also going to be recorded. So even if there are little challenges due to the video quality, you can still go back. This session is being recorded on YouTube, and the Zoom channel we are using is also being recorded here. So whichever one, you still have the full quality of the training and you can still go back to watch it all over again. Okay, welcome. Let's talk about Rio Grande Engineering Trainings, who we are. We're a training organization and we are committed to offering excellent trainings designed to meet the current industry standard and career demand. We provide the resources and direction that enable aspiring and working engineers, including students, undergraduates, graduates, and professionals to succeed in their fields. Our services comprise of CAD simulation. We also do CAD trainings, online or virtual CAD trainings like the one you are participating in now. We carry out CAD consulting. We also do CAD modeling. We carry out CAD support services and other CAD related contracts. We are also into engineering trainings like process engineering training. We do piping engineering training. We do corrosion and more of that, instrumentation and control, and some electrical engineering trainings also. So our form of trainings include virtual classroom trainings, online trainings, in-house trainings, private trainings, corporate trainings, and campus trainings. For the virtual classroom training, it's more of a real-time training, just like the one you are attending, but this is via YouTube. Our normal trainings are being done using Google Meet or Zoom. We use a virtual conferencing call application in running our virtual classroom training. Like I said initially, the reason why we are using YouTube is because Google Meet and Zoom, both the paid and free version, cannot contain up to 500 persons. If you want to, yeah, it can't. So the only alternative we have now is YouTube. But like I said, this training is recorded, so you can go back and rewatch it again. So we also have our online trainings, and our online trainings, basically, our online trainings are already developed videos or already recorded sessions that we have composed courses on different engineering softwares like AutoCAD, Fusion, Protastructure, ANSYS. So if you don't have the chance or your schedule is tight, you can't meet up with the virtual training, the next thing you can do is to switch over to online training, and the online training is a self-paced training. That's the simple summary of it. Online training is self-paced. That's you learn at your own pace, at your convenience, whenever you like. While the virtual training is a scheduled training with your instructor, just the way we are doing this now. Then we also have the in-house training and the private training. In-house trainings and corporate trainings are almost the same thing. We have private trainings. Private trainings is for individuals. Why the virtual training is going on, there are some persons that prefer doing their training alone. They don't like this, being in the midst of persons doing their training, or due to their work schedule. Sometimes their work schedule, fluctuates. Or on Monday they are free, the next week Monday they are not free. So private training gives you that leverage to schedule your classes. Whereas for the virtual classroom training that is general, Rent schedules the class for you. All you need to do is to participate, just like the one we have scheduled today. But if it was a private training, you can tell me that, or tell Rent that, okay, I won't be available on Monday. I will be available on Tuesday. We'll move your class to Tuesday. That's for private training. So, and yeah, that's how the private training works. We train you according to your calendar. Then corporate training has to do with organizations. Um, let's assume NLNG wants to train maybe 50 of their staffs on AutoCAD. We go on site to carry out the training. Then we also carry out campus trainings also. Maybe a student body like NUESA might want to carry out or organize a training, a physical training in campus for undergraduates. They can also reach out to us to carry out such training. And what problem are we trying to solve as an organization? I'm going to be a little bit fast because this whole session has been dealt with in the pre-recorded video. There are many professionals, including students, who want to acquire new skills in their career, but they face significant challenge. One of the challenges they face is lack of time and accessibility, limited access to quality training. Lack of time, traditional in-person training often conflicts with work schedule, and also sometimes students, not sometimes, most times students learning activity, because the traditional means of learning, you have to leave your house or your office, sit in a training facility for maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, depending on the training schedule. But that time you are dedicating to learn that is also infringing into your work, or maybe you have classes by that time. But going for a virtual classroom training like this in the evenings saves you that stress of missing class or missing work, or putting both of them together side by side. Which one am I going to pick? You understand? So Reagran is actually trying to solve that problem. You don't need to miss your classes. You don't need to miss work. In the cool of the evening, you schedule your virtual class, and also you learn. Another problem we are trying to solve is accessibility to quality training. There are lots of training facilities out there, or training institutes. We do trainings. If you are going for a physical training or a virtual training, what differentiates these two trainings? The medium is one factor, but the main thing is the content of your training. If you go to a physical training facility and whoever is training you doesn't know what he or she is doing, he's definitely going to give you the little knowledge he knows. You understand? So, but when you enroll for a training from a professional institute that is being recognized or have a track record of carrying out trainings, one of the things you are going to know is that the value you are going to gain from this professional training and the one that's not professional is that these two persons, you can't compare them. One has a lot of knowledge and the other person does not have good knowledge. Our solution, we provide flexible, high quality virtual training program designed for professionals who wants to enhance their skills without disrupting their work, by offering industry relevant training online. We ensure that professionals can learn from anywhere, anytime, at their own pace, solving the challenge of time constraint, accessibility, and also affordability. Our aim is to bridge the gap in the workforce by making professional trainings more accessible. We train you on AutoCAD in a simple to understand manner, which also train you to become a professional in using AutoCAD without leaving the comfort of your home or your office. Most of you that are participating in this meeting are tuning in from your houses. We also help you in achieving your goal of enhancing or acquiring new skill. Okay, who am I? My name is Prince Christopher, and for this session, I'm the head of engineering trainings, and I'm also AutoCAD and Aspen HYSYS instructor at Rent. I'm also a CAD engineer at QED International Oil and Gas. I'm an AutoCAD instructor on Udemy. I have over 7 years of experience as a draftsman and also a CAD engineer. 5 years of experience as an AutoCAD instructor and also a certified and Autodesk certified professional in AutoCAD for design and drafting. Okay, projects we have done so far as an organization using AutoCAD. All these are different projects that has been carried out using AutoCAD. Okay, let's come back to the agenda for today. What is AutoCAD? AutoCAD is a computer-aided design software created by Autodesk that enables drafters, architects, engineers, and other experienced professionals to create two-dimensional and three-dimensional models of solid surfaces and meshes. AutoCAD is widely used and helps in preventing product failure and warranty issues. There are different types of AutoCAD software. There are different types of AutoCAD software. We have AutoCAD Architecture. We have AutoCAD Civil 3D. We have AutoCAD Electrical. We have AutoCAD LT or AutoCAD Light. We have AutoCAD Map 3D. We have AutoCAD Mechanical. We have AutoCAD MEP, which is Mechanical, Electrical, and Plumbing. We have AutoCAD P&ID. We have AutoCAD Plant 3D. We have AutoCAD Raster Design. We have AutoCAD Structural Detailing. We have AutoCAD Utility. These AutoCAD softwares are being used by different professionals. So AutoCAD Architecture is being used by architects. AutoCAD Electrical is being used by electrical engineer. AutoCAD Mechanical is being used by mechanical engineers and so forth. And these are various careers as a CAD engineer. You can be an instrumentation engineer, electrical engineer, mechanical and piping. You can work in process, in developing PFD, which is process flow diagram. You can also develop P&ID, which is piping and instrumentation diagram. You can also work in civil / structural for developing structural detailings. Okay, we have explained what AutoCAD is, and these are different professionals. Architects use AutoCAD. We have explained all these things in the previous video, the pre-recorded session. So I'm not going to explain everything all over again. I'll just dive straight into AutoCAD. So if you are sound check, Mr. Henry, can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Kinsley, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can also see your screen.
Okay, I guess I'm audible. Okay, this is AutoCAD interface. For those of you that have already installed your AutoCAD previously before now, if you open your AutoCAD, this is exactly what you are going to be seeing. And the AutoCAD I'm going to be using for this demonstration is AutoCAD 2023. Here are some of the things we are going to be looking at for this training. The first thing we are going to do is to look at navigating and customizing the AutoCAD environment. Next, we are going to look at is navigation tools. We're also going to look at the move using your mouse, because the mouse is one important aspect you need to master while using AutoCAD. And drawing fundamentals, we are going to start with basic geometrical shapes and lines, and then we progress to using drawing aids and precision. We move to managing layers and object properties, how to use the draw tool, line tool, polyline tool, and circle tool. Then we're also going to look at your pan, orbits, and viewports. Okay, these are the basic tools I will introduce you to in this first session. Like I said previously, this first session is going to be introductory. It's going to be an introductory aspect. And we are going to look at some basic tools. Then in our next class, which will be on Wednesday by 8 p.m., we are also going to look at some advanced tools and also do some basic designs. Let's move over to AutoCAD. Okay, this is my AutoCAD working environment. I'm coming. Give me minutes. Okay, this is my AutoCAD working environment. From here, you can see my welcome screen. So this is my welcome screen. When you open AutoCAD before, for the first time, I'm using AutoCAD 2023, like I said. Then under AutoCAD 2023, you can see open, you can see new, you can also see recent. This is recent. All the drawings that are going to show under my recent are all my recent drawings. That's drawings I've drawn of recent, maybe the past 1 week, the past 2 weeks. They are going to be flooded here. For you to start AutoCAD, all you need to do is to come here and click on new, or you come to the top right corner where we have the AutoCAD icon. Click on it, or yeah, if you click on it, you are going to see different options. You can click on new. There'll be a dialog box for you to pick the particular AutoCAD you want to use. And we are going to be using AutoCAD. Click on open. Give it some time for it to load. And this is basically how our working environment is going to be. One of the things we are going to be looking at is the command line. That's the first thing we are going to be looking at. Like I said, in the course outline, we are going to look at navigating and the AutoCAD workspace. So this open space we have here, this empty space, is called your working environment. This is where you do all your drawings. You are doing your 3D modeling. This is where you do it. You are doing whatever you are doing is being done here, 2D or 3D model. And the AutoCAD workspace spans from infinity to infinity. So it doesn't have a limit. You can draw a single building, you can draw duplex, you can draw an entire state inside of AutoCAD. And you can also know that when you are using your X line or construction line, when you are using your construction line in AutoCAD, no matter how you zoom out, you can't see the end of your construction line, because your construction line spans from infinity to infinity. So if your construction line spans from infinity to infinity in a workspace, so it means the workspace itself should be infinity. And the next thing we are going to look at is the command line, which is this. Your command line can be used in giving AutoCAD instructions. What you want to do, you can give it instruction. Assuming you want to use the circle tool, instead of clicking on the circle tool, you can actually click on the command type. You can also click on the you can click on the circle tool, or you come to your command line and type circle, and it's going to give you the circle tool. And the command line, another function it does, it guides you on how to use a tool. If you are using the circle tool for the first time, which I'm going to click on the circle tool, the next thing your command line says is specify center point. Specify center point of circle. Now, I'm assuming that I don't know how to use AutoCAD. So if I don't know how to use AutoCAD, the next place I'm going to look for help is my command line, because my command line gives me guidance on how to use a particular tool. So my command line says specify center point. I just clicked somewhere randomly and it says specify radius. Oh, I know what radius is. I can just give it a random number or click anywhere. So with that, now I know that I've been able to use my command line, or my command line has given me a guidance on how to use the circle tool. Basically, that's how your command line works. You can use your command line in inputting shortcuts. You can use your command line in initializing a tool, and your command line also helps you, gives you a guide on how to use certain tools. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the UCS. You can see here, we have this XY coordinates. It's called UCS, which is user coordinate system, or some persons call it WCS, which is world coordinate system. Another thing I'm going to say, AutoCAD works like graph. Your graph sheet, you can plot coordinates. You know, in your graph, you can plot your X, you have your X-axis, you have your Y-axis, or you have your Y-axis and your X-axis, whichever one. The same thing applies to AutoCAD. You have the X-axis, you also have the Y-axis. So whatever you are doing, you are drawing on your X-axis. So when you are doing a 2D drawing, you are actually working on the X-axis and the Y-axis. When you switch over to 3D, you are now working on the X, Y, and Z axis. Okay. The next thing I'm going to introduce you guys to is the view cube. The view cube is at the top right corner. This is the view cube. The view cube allows you to have different views of your object. You can either view it from the top, you can view it from the right, you can view it in your model or drawing from southeast isometric, you can view it from southwest isometric, you can view northeast isometric, you can view northwest isometric. You can also view this from the right, you can view it from the left, top, bottom. Yeah, this you can view from the top, you can view from the bottom, from the right, and also the left. You can also view front and back. So basically, the way a cube is, you know, a cube has top, bottom, 2, front and back, 4, left and right, 6. So a cube has 6 sides. You can use your view cubes to see the 6 sides of an object. The next thing I'm going to introduce you guys to is the ribbon. So this whole area is called the ribbon. The ribbon has different contains different tools, and the ribbon is also divided into different palettes. So Under the home tab, there are different tabs. We have the home tab, we have the insert tab, we have the annotate tab, we have parametric, we have view, we have manage. All these are different tabs. When you click on these tabs, your view, your ribbon changes automatically to suit the tools that are in those tabs. And this tab is this ribbon is divided into different palettes. We have the view, the draw palette. We also have the modify, we have the annotate, we have layers, we have block, we have properties, we have group, and all of that. In this, our first class, we are going to be concerned about our draw palette. So in the draw palette, we are going to look at the line tool, we are going to look at the polyline tool, we are going to look at the circle tool, we are also going to look at the rectangle tool, polygon tool. Yeah, these are the tools we are going to be looking at in this first session. So apart from that, we also have here, this is called our navigation panel. The navigation panel contains the pan tool, it contains the zoom tool, it contains the orbit tool also. It also contains this navigation wheel. It also contains this navigation wheel, which we are going to also be looking at. And at the bottom, we have our drawing aids. Our drawing aids comprise of our auto. We also have our polar tracking. We have our object snap. This is the object snap. We also have the object snap tracking. We can also switch to isometric drafting. And these tools here are basically called the drawing aid because these are the tools that help us, like we know what the word aid means. It helps you to achieve something. So while you are doing any drawing, these tools help you to achieve accuracy. If you turn on your auto, for instance, AutoCAD restricts your cursor in a 90 degrees angle. So you can either move horizontal or vertical. Sometimes some persons say AutoCAD restricts your cursor at an angle 0. Whichever one, you are still correct. It's either you are going straight, you are going upwards, or you are going sideways. You can't use auto Y at an inclined angle. So if I click the line 2 and my auto is on, I can either move this way, that's the horizontal plane, or I move the top plane. So it is either at any point, it might be at angle 0 or at angle 90. These are the two ways I can move my auto. But when I switch to polar tracking, I can move my cursor however I want at different angles. So that's the basic difference between the auto and polar tracking. And the object snap also, why we go deep into AutoCAD, we are going to see how we can use the object snapping. It helps you to snap to different points of an object, either end point, midpoint, center point, tangent, and all of that. That's the functionality of the object snapping. It helps you snap to objects. One other important tool or feature while using AutoCAD is the selection tool. We have two types of selection tool in AutoCAD. The first selection tool is this. This selection tool is called the green marquee selection tool. And we also have this other one that has a matching ant around it that is green. We have the green one, which is this, and we also have the blue one. The major difference between the two is when using the blue marquee selection tool, you need to select the entire object that you want to pick. But while using the green, you don't need to select the whole object. All you need to do is select one part of the object and everything is selected. I'm going to do a little illustration on that. So for this, I'm going to draw a random object here. Hit my escape key. If I'm using the blue selection tool, you can see I have selected this line, but I can't select it. The essence is the way the green marquee selection tool functions. You need to select everything. You need to select the entire line. You can see I selected the entire line and it's selected. But if I select just a part, it can't. But if I'm using the marquee tool, the other one, the green one, I don't need to select the entire object. I just need to select a portion, a part of it, just a little part, and the whole thing is being selected. So I can select all this. I can draw a very big selection too, and the only thing is going to select is this. Whereas if I use the green marquee selection, I'm going to select a whole lot. So this helps you when you have a lot of objects in your screen, but you want to select just one object out of so many. You can use the big marquee selection tool and select a lot of them, and just one is going to be selected from the entire stuff. Okay, I believe all I have said is understood. Like I said, this session has already been there's a pre-recorded session for it. And this class also is also being recorded. These are the basic things I'm going to introduce to you for now. Then we'll start using some tools in AutoCAD, like our line tool, polyline tool, circle tool, and all of that. But before we start doing all that, there is one basic rule of thumb you need to know while using AutoCAD. Before you start doing any drawing, there are two things you need to set. The first is your unit. You need to set the unit you are going to be working with. And also you need to set the limits you are going to be working with. There are different units in AutoCAD. We have fractional, we have engineering, we have scientific, and so on. We have architectural also. Different disciplines use different units depending on what you are doing. Survey might decide to use another kind of unit. So we are going to look at that. For you to set your unit, the first thing you need to do is to come to your command line and type units. UNITS. Hit enter. A dialog box is going to pop up, which is what you have seen now. And we have the length type. For this, we are going to stick with decimal. We have architectural. Architects use this, but we are going to be sticking with decimal for this training. And we are going to set this precision to a whole number. The next thing we are going to do is to change our scale or units from inches to millimeters and click OK. This is the first thing you need to do. The next thing you need to do is to set the limits you are going to be working with. And there is no rule of thumb for setting your limits. What you do is you look at the object you are trying to design or draw and look at the limits, the highest dimension on that drawing. If I'm drawing a building plan and it's let's assume it's a one-bedroom apartment, or the plot of land is a one plot of land, maybe 100 by 50 meters. When I'm setting my limits, I will set my limit above 150 or above 100, something around 150 to 200, because my highest dimension there, or the highest I can go for my drawing, is 100, because the plot plan is 100 by 50. You understand? So I'm going to use something like maybe 120, 130, 140, 150, or 200. If I'm doing a two plots and maybe we have something like 300 by 300, my limit is going to be something like 350, 400, or 500. The thing you need to put into consideration is the highest dimension you have there on your drawing. I believe everyone understands what I'm saying. In order for me to specify my limits, what I'm going to do is to type limits, hit enter, and specify the lower points. I'm going to use 0, 0, which is I'm telling AutoCAD that I want my drawing to start from the origin. I told you AutoCAD works like a graph book. When you are drawing a graph, you also specify your origin. All graph has an origin, but we are also specifying ours to be 0. So our x-axis is starting from 0, our y-axis is starting from 0. You hit enter, and for this, I'm going to be using 50 or okay, Kelechi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Am I audible? Kingsley, can you hear me?
Yes, 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 I can hear you. You went off mic
Okay, you can hear me. Okay,
1 second.
that's good.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to continue from where I stopped. I decided to check one or two things. Okay, the next thing we are going to look at is the line tool. There are two ways of initializing the line tool. You can either click on the line tool here, or you come to your command line and type line. That's one of the importance of your command line. When I started using AutoCAD, most times when I switch from 2D drafting to 3D modeling or yeah, basic 3D model or the full 3D model package, sometimes I miss tools. I can't locate some tools. So what I do is I use my command line. And if you are moving from, let's say, AutoCAD 2007 or 2010 to 2018, the interface is basically different, or 2008 to 2018 or something. The interface is different. So why you are using a new kind of AutoCAD and maybe it's different, you just need to rely on your command line. You can't find your line tool, it's not in your ribbon. All you need to do is to come to your command line and type line. And this is it. Your line tool will be initialized. Then you can use your line tool. This is it. Basic example. I also said I was going to throw more lights on our object snap. You can see that the moment I move my cursor to this point, you can see a green highlight there. You can see the green highlight. That green highlight is the function of my object snap. I'm just going to move a little bit fast. Okay, the next tool we are going to look at is the polyline. The polyline works almost as the line tool. The only difference, the major difference, not the only difference rather, because there are a lot of differences. The major difference is that the polyline tool is interconnected. So while you are using the polyline tool, if I'm just going to do this little example and hit escape, I'm going to draw a smaller circle in a smaller rectangle inside with the line tool. The big rectangle was drawn with the polyline, while the small one was drawn with the line tool. Now, if I click on this, you can see that the line tool is segmented. It's more like these are all different individual parts, but I drew it with just one tool. If I click on the polyline tool, you can see that it is connected. It is a connected sequence of line, whereas the line tool is a segment of line. So that's the basic definition or the basic difference between the line tool and the polyline tool. The next difference between the polyline tool and the line tool is that in the polyline tool, while using the polyline tool, you can switch to some other tool like your arc. All you need to do is to click on the polyline tool, select the first point, and select the next point. Then you come to your command line. You are going to see different options. You are going to see ARC, which is arc. You are going to see close. You are going to see width, length, undo, and width. Half width, length, undo, and width. I'm going to click on arc. The moment I click on arc, while I'm still in the polyline tool, my I can use the arc tool. So I can draw an arc at an angle. I can draw an arc from the center. I can draw an arc giving a direction. I can switch back to line. I have radius. I can do second point arc and all of that. So basically what I'm just going to do is to draw a simple arc like this. I want to switch back to my line tool or polyline tool. I'll come down here and click on the line tool. So you can see I've switched back to the line tool. I'm going to use the circle tool again, but this time I'm going to use center diameter. For this first circle, I use the radius of 50, and I'm going to draw another circle again and using diameter of 50. What I'm going to do is basically type 50. So the smaller circle has a diameter of 50 and the bigger circle has a radius of 50, which means the bigger circle has a diameter of 100. The next tool I'm going to look at is the rectangle tool and the polygon tool. The first tool we have here is the rectangle tool. I'll click on it and select a point, select another point. That's basically the rectangle. But this is just a random rectangle. If you want to do a rectangle with dimension, what you need to do is select the point, then you read your command line. Your command line is going to show you area, dimensions, and rotation. You click on dimension, select the dimension, the length. I'm going to type 100, hit enter. The width, I'll type 200, hit enter. So I've basically drawn this rectangle. All I need to do is to select the point where I want to put it. I'm going to click on this point, and I've successfully drawn this rectangle with length of 100 and width of 200. The next thing I'm going to do is, use the polygon tool. And the polygon tool, helps you create a polygon. And you can create a triangle, a square, and what have you from 3 sides upwards. You can do that. Click on the polygon tool, and it's asking me for the number of sides I want to use. For this, I'm going to use 6 sides. I'm going to type 6 and hit enter. It asks me for the center point. I'll click on the center point. The next thing it says is, do you want an inscribed or a circumscribed circle? Okay, inscribed in circle or circumscribed about circle. I want it to be inscribed. I'll click on inscribed and give it a dimension. I'm going to use the polygon tool again. And this time I'm still going to use 6, type 6, hit enter. And it's going to ask me for the center point. I'll specify the center point and also specify um, the option. This time I want it circumscribed about a circle. Click on circumscribed. Okay, for this, I'm still going to maintain the same dimension or the same radius, but somehow it looks like one polygon is bigger than the other polygon, although the both of them have the same radius. The difference is the inner one is inscribed. So it's like somebody is inside the house, that's the inscribed circle, and somebody is outside the house. So you are drawing something inside the circle, and you're also drawing a polygon outside the circle. That's basically the same thing, but the both of them have the same radius. Okay, we are going to take one simple example for this class. One simple example. Let me check for one example. Okay, this is the example we are going to be taking. We'll do this, and this is going to be the assignment. Okay, before we continue, Kingsley, I believe you are still here. I would like you to drop the attendance in the chat session.
Okay. On YouTube, right?
Okay, yeah, I'm coming. I'm going to send you the link very soon. Just give me a minute. Um, okay, I just dropped the attendance form in the rent group chat. So please just copy it and paste it on YouTube, on the YouTube chat box for everyone to take attendance.
Okay, I've seen it. I'm pasting it right now.
Yes, the radius is in millimeters. Okay, so far you can drop questions while I'm waiting for the attendance form to be dropped in the group chat. I think the attendance form has been dropped. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just give me a minute. Let me check for the attendance form. Okay, I just dropped the attendance form in the group chat, which is going to be deleted before this class is over. Okay, so let's go back to AutoCAD and do one example. Okay, so for this, we have this simple 2D drawing, and we have a length of 2. We also have we have this. So for those of you that are here, all you need to do is you can snap this. You can snap this now. Take a screenshot of it or whatever. I'm still going to drop it in the group chat for those of you who can't get it. So for this, what I'm simply going to do is to move over to my AutoCAD, click on the polyline tool. For this, I'm going to be using the polyline tool. Click on it, type 10, hit enter. I'll zoom in. I'm going to type 2, hit enter, move this way. I'm going to type 2 again, hit enter, move up. I'm going to type 3, hit enter, move my cursor to the left, type 2, hit enter, move my cursor to the top, type 2, hit enter, move my cursor to the left, type 2, hit enter, come down again, type 2, hit enter, move my cursor again horizontally to the left, type 2, hit enter. I'm going to come down and type 3, hit enter, move my cursor to the left horizontally, type 2, hit enter, then click here and hit the escape key. So you can see that I have successfully drawn this. Not difficult at all. Not difficult. It's just a simple 2D drawing. A simple 2D drawing. Okay. This is one of the examples I did in the pre-recorded class. So, like I said, I'm going to advise you when the pre-recorded training is being dropped, go watch it. There are a lot of you that have already watched that video, and some persons have sent me corrections. I couldn't get my limit. I couldn't do this. I couldn't do that. This is the main reason why we do pre-recorded video. This training now, we have about 340 something persons participating in this training. We can't entertain all the questions. There are lots of challenges. Some of you will have network issue from your end, from my end, and all of that. In order for us to, the essence of this is not just to organize a training. We want you to understand. And that's why we are putting all these measures. We are not MTN, we are not Airtel, we are not Glo. But we can put system on ground that despite the network challenge, despite the glitches, you are still going to get value from this training. Anybody that has taken his or her time to watch the pre-recorded session knows that this is just an overview of that pre-recorded session. And also, after this training, the recorded session of this training will also be dropped. So you are not losing out on any end. So we have a basic 2D drawing, and um, this is also what we are going to be looking at. This is what we are going to be using.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm going to delete this and
Excuse me,
do
sir.
another example. And this time I'm going to use coordinates. This time I'm going to use coordinates in drawing this. So I did this using the polyline tool. This is the assignment for today. Okay, I have a message in the chat box. Okay, the course code. The course code is AutoCAD training 1. AutoCAD training 1. That's the course code. AutoCAD training 1. That's the course code. Okay, for this is the assignments that will be given. This is your assignment, the first assignment, which is going to be submitted. And I have dropped the procedure on how to submit an assignment. All you need to do is do your assignment, screenshot it, snap it, create a post on YouTube, on LinkedIn. Okay, in our first AutoCAD training, which was organized by the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Ikeja, Abeokuta branch, and Rent. The instructor taught us this. I learned how to use the unit 2, and this was the assignment that was given. And use the necessary hashtag that is being attached to it. Thank you. Okay, so there are 2 assignments. We have this assignment, and this assignment. These are the 2 assignments we have. And it's also going to be dropped in the group chat. I'm also going to do this using the coordinate system, and after that, we'll call it a day. This particular example was done in the pre-recorded class, so you can go back and watch it. So for this, we are going to use AutoCAD like a graph, a pure graph. And we are going to be using these coordinates 0, 0, 10, 0. We are not going to be using the lengths or the dimensions. This time we are going to be using coordinates. Okay, I'll switch to AutoCAD and create a new drawing. Create a new drawing. Next thing I'm going to do is to type my units, hit enter, switch this to millimeters, come down here, switch it to precision, whole number, hit OK, and limits, hit enter, 0, 0. I'm going to use 20, 20. Zoom, enter all. Okay, I'm good to go. I believe some of you have taken screenshots of that. Even if you haven't, I'm still going to drop the assignment in the group chat, so you don't need to worry. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use my polyline tool and start with my origin, which is 0, 0. Hit enter. You can see now that this is starting from the origin. I want us all to be on the same page. Just give me a minute. Okay, we have 0, 0. The next thing we have here is 10, 0 and 10, 2. 10, 0, 10, 2, 8, 2. I'm going to type, I'll just keep my cursor, 10, comma 0. So you can see it. We have 10, comma 2. It has moved upwards. We use 8, comma 2. It has moved this way. And let's go back to our drawing. We have 5, 8, comma 5, 6, comma 5, 6, comma 7, 8, comma 5, 6, comma 5, 6, comma 7. Okay, we have 8, comma 5. We have 6, comma 5. No. I've made a mistake. We have 8, comma 5, 6, comma 5, and 6, comma 7. Okay. We have 8, comma 5 and 6, comma 5. Why is it giving me something different? Okay. And 6, comma 7. 6, comma 7. Okay. Next thing I'm going to look at is we have 6, comma 7. We're also going to look at 4, comma 7, 4, comma 5, 2, comma 5. 4, comma 7, 4, comma 5, and 2, comma 5. Four comma 7, 4, comma 5, and 2, comma 5. Then we have 2, comma 5. Okay, we have 2, comma 2 and 0, comma 2. We have 2, comma 2, enter. We have 0, comma 2. We have enter. Then you close it 0, comma 0. So you can see that I use coordinates in drawing this without using specifying the distance from here to here is 10, from this point to this point is 20, and all of that. You don't necessarily need that. If you can use the coordinates very well. Like I said, in the pre-recorded video, this has been explained critically. At this point, I'm going to switch over and start entertaining questions. Okay, if you have question of battery level 42. So if you have questions, you can drop the answer. He said, I think the course code is no. Please, that's not the course code. AutoCAD training 1. That is the course code. AutoCAD training 1, please. Okay, I've already submitted already. Do we have questions? Are there questions? Are there questions? Please bring in your questions. For you guys using phone, we said this in the meeting with NSE. We are doing this with a laptop. You can only use phone to access the class. You must submit an assignment. So if you are using your phone and you don't have a laptop, remember we are going to be issue certificate for this. So if you don't meet the criteria, it means okay, no problem. The major thing is if you have submitted your assignment before I said the course code, is not an issue. The major thing is that you need to submit the attendance. The recording of this class, like I said, is going to be dropped in the group chat. The same way you joined for this meeting, that's how you get the recording of this class.